Okay. I just wanted to slip back on and do a little bit more Dwarf Fortress because I didn't actually play as much as I would have liked to, and I think I'm wanting to test out to see if I've fixed the problem or see if it is the Dragonkin specific mod issue. So I figured I would play a little bit more, wind down the night with our volcano elves. Relax and unwind. Try to stretch my back out a little bit. The dog has taken my waking asleep. Did so I did have to kind of roll back to the last save spot, last seasonal autosave. I played a little bit just to test, see if the changes worked, or see if the bug would repeat itself. I haven't seen it pop back up yet. Keeping fingers crossed. A little bit more. Yeah, okay. I oh mentioned the dog was faking it and then got up and left. I was right. Okay. So I played for a little bit just to it in trance. I was like, why are you just standing there? Sleep. Fall asleep on the grindstone. Oh,
Is
crap.
that stud coming?
I beg your pardon?
Saber, Reimu. Thanks for the upgrade. Ow. Just got set up. Just started. And now I'm attacked by zombies from Louisville. Is that where you were at? Building a garage. I One of these nights I need to sit down and some zombies. I I've been putting it off for too long. It is it's the kind of game I know I would probably get into. I just the initial inertia to get started on it. Hopefully, garage building. I've been trying to do a little troubleshooting today. The fortress kind of was giving me some weird errors, and hopefully I've pinned down the thing that was causing it. But we're kind of seeing whether I did or not. I think from looking at what some other folks mentioned, modless stuff. I think the breath weapons for the dragonkin causing the weird issues. I know they cause some weird things to go on with the individual dragons that use them, but I started getting this weird bug where one would show up on the map, and then everybody in my fortress started like sliding sideways and smacking in the walls, and it would basically kill them because they'd be bashed against things until they died. And I was just like, why is this happening? This seems weird. And so I looked up some mentions. I noticed that there was a mod fix that somebody else put out that was like, yeah, I remade this mod because the original author hadn't worked on it in a while, and I took away all the breath weapons because they were causing all kinds of weird issues. I'm like, I wonder if this is one of the quote unquote weird issues. So I've took that out. Hopefully that fixes it. We'll see. It is, of course, the dog has chosen 10 o'clock at night to bark needlessly. Oh. But again, keeping fingers crossed. As soon as we see, keep an eye. Dragonkin showing up on the map. Oh no, 000 is back. 000 is our local old man boss. Is she in the base? She is in the base. 000 is uh she is this she was this boss, a criminal boss of this group. She got outcast. Now I guess she's just a member of this religion. She just wanders in here every so often, hang out with our tavern full of local everything, mostly just poke. Again, I always have this real bad issue with, I start to get bards showing up to the tavern and I never turn them away, and so every bard in the world decides that they're gonna come and show up and like, oh hey, yay, you're giving everybody jobs, right? Yeah, sure, come on in. But at least I'm getting citizens out of it now. They've been here long enough that they're like, oh yeah, hey, I want to become a citizen. Great, good. Now I can actually do things with you? Thank you. Thanks for joining the team. Oh wait, hold on. Minecart. I As much as I love the idea of minecarts, they have a real funky downside. In that, look, so I've told everything in this fortress, stay out of here. Don't go near these. Don't go near the rails. Don't go anywhere near this stuff. Ignore it. For whatever reason, animals just like, yeah, I can't read signs. I'm just gonna go along this path. Sure enough, they keep getting hit by rail cars because they're not supposed to be on them. Like, I don't know how many times. And it's only the animals now. Just like, there's the person pushing the cart. Like, that's normal. That should be happening. For whatever reason, animals just. I'm gonna ignore the rules. Fortunately, I think fortunately I've got the minecart slowed down enough that it doesn't do too serious a damage. So if they do accidentally, not, it hopefully will not. But There's only so much you can do. So, all right. I've been trying to build this aqueduct, kind of working on it. All things got interrupted. So, we're gonna pump some water out of this brook down below into our mountainside. We can fill up our well. I don't have an aquifer at all. I have no aquifer. I'm going to dump the water from the brook in there, and I'm also going to flood out some of this lava, or the magma, turn it into obsidian. I'd like to make an obsidian farm up here. Just need to work out a better system. Kinda didn't. Oh! Got a corpse on that map. Right. We get these guys all quick. Somebody has misplaced the helmets. That group can never find helmets. I'm slightly annoying. the zombie squad to take care of this kobold. I feel bad because I think that they're supposed to be intelligent undead and they're supposed to be showing up to like come hang out. Like it even says, you can learn more after they chat with a local. But they will come in and immediately start conflict with everybody. So I kind of have to put them down, unfortunately. Alchemies. Alchemy's a birth. You have to double check to see how many people are in this group. The equal of swallowing. What a wonderful government. Worst part is... Okay, so... If you see that there is a performance troupe looking to join your civ, chances are, if you need to find out who or what they are, just look for the naked people hanging out. Because there is a common bug, not actually naked, just very flesh tone. There's a common bug that happens where performance troops are supposed to have a uniform, but they don't. Sometimes they just don't have a uniform assigned to them, and it's like, yeah, the uniform is nothing. That's what we're wearing. Nothing. Looks like most people here are dressed. Wearing clothes. I could just take the risk. We'll take the risk. Hopefully it's not too many people. One person. We'll live with that. We can live with one person. Hey, join as a citizen. By all means. I have been a little bit behind with this fortunes. I spent a lot of time started, so I spent a lot of time setting up all this magma stuff, and I hadn't got around to building a temple fortress the longest time. So I wondered why people were keep getting so angry. I have everything else I need. It's that we don't have a temple for people to stand around in for hours. That's why they're get another corpse. Oh no, it was that one. Just did not clear it. Okay. Getting so many citizens. I also need to pay some sort of jail in place because I keep getting some folks that show up and there's this one axe woman that keeps showing up and she wants this buckler, this artifact buckler. She showed up and started like asking around about it, and to prevent it from getting stolen, I just threw it on somebody. It's like, sorry, I'm going to if you're going to try to steal this from me, I'm going to put it on a soldier. Let's see you try. So far, she's not been back again. She's come and gone twice and got caught like finding out the whereabouts of it. She takes off. I think because she realized, oh nope, there she is. In fact, not stand between me and Death Strangle. Yes, yeah, that's the point. We will in fact stand in between you that thing. Uh, or Little Peach, you say? Are you trying to start a fight right? Oh, or well, sorry. That didn't go well for you, did it? Ooh, you got in a fight with. I saw him there, this jeweler. Uh, the Dilophosaurus did not like what you did. Oh, you charged into the Dilophosaurus. Dang. Fun is had fun. Some brief amount of fun happened. Like I said, I knew this person here that showed up has been here a couple times asking about that buckler, trying to steal it from us. And I kind of figured that was going to happen at some point. Like that she was just going to go, I'm going to try to take it from you," and that never goes well. Especially when you start a fight right outside the tavern where everybody's just hanging out. Oh, you got to clean up this up the fight scene. Mission. Got all these people joining to be citizens. on the tavern. What's going on here? Like if I mentioned earlier today, it's always these Irenes. The Irenes are just the most wandering group of people in the Civ. For all the Civs that or all the worlds that I've run with this Civ in it, Irenes are around nearby you. Uh, it seems like half their population is just bards, and they just come. As soon as you open a tavern, they'll just come in and hang. You'll have 50 of these giantess women running around and just partying up and drinking all your booze. But that's fine. That's what you make it for. I've got here's an orc poet, a Saurus poet. Nope. Autosave time already. Unfortunately, this map is not like the best. I have very few places to grow actual crops in, and no no subterranean races are nearby apparently to trade mushroom spores. So got no mushroom. Just have to dig down and hopefully find some caverns. I haven't like gone hunting for caverns just yet. Mostly because I've spent so much time working with the volcano stuff and trying to set up this other stuff, and then trying to find ways to get farming online a bit better. It's been a bit slow for a fortress that's like 6 years into it. It's a little behind where it should be. We're getting caught up. The having magma work with like all your metal smithing, all your smelting, all definitely worth the headache. Then you don't have to go chasing down coal constantly. You don't have to hope that somebody's got trees to help turn into charcoal and burn that way. I wish I could find some tin though. To find somewhere in the mountain. Hobgoblin monk is. Let's get to be able to see a little bit of what I'm working. Oh, I also need to old ones out. Train them for war? I don't know if we can actually. Might not be able to train them. Oh yeah, we can. Yeah. We'll train them for combat. They will hang out with us. Heck, we have a fifth page? I didn't even know we had the four earlier. The other cage out. Up here and train your dinosaurs to be war animals. So Oh, whoa. Wow, what jerks. They showed up right on the edge of the map where these guys are trying to train these animals. Well then, you guys are not equipped. See if we can. I hate that you all don't have helmets, but you some of this. Once you going without experience. Oh, guys, going on? They're not even actually totally trained for combat yet, so they just decided to charge in anyway. I guess I'm not gonna complain too much unless you guys start killing my like newly released dinosaurs. Then I will be angry. I'll just shooting at this one. We've cleaned up the mess. Well, cleaned up the rat folk. They have left a mess. Now we have to. They didn't. Our animal. Stray. A little beat up. Dump all these rat folk corpses into the volcano, as one does when you have a volcano. Oh, the straight cold one did not make it. Two of them have died. Hopefully, we'll have enough of them. Hopefully, you can replace our dire wolf army with an army of cold ones. It's just the the hospital should at least have soap now. What? On. Oh, this is a different group. A different group of goobers has shown up. Thank you. Are you part of this gang? 5 gnolls and a crab person? What? guess. Unless that was somebody visiting. Um, the Noel Bowman. Nope. Um. Oh. Trying to sneak up on us. Oh, yep, this crab was also part of their. Alright. Cleaned up another ne'er-do-wells trying to sneak into our place. I mean, you know, if you guys would just. Oh. Ooh, now. Okay. Oh, just more of them down the hill. Okay, hold on. I gotta adjust. Gotta scoot in my seat a little bit. Pop on my back. Stretching. Okay. Or there. I can get. I always hate that I end up a lot of times sending everybody back. I send everybody back because I don't want them standing around for too long. Guarding an area. They'll get mad about it. But like almost immediately after sending them away, there's always this like, oh, actually, that's not all of them. Sorry, there's another group sneaking up on you from behind. It's like, oh, well, I just told everybody to go home. They are kind of scattering a bit, though. They are running. Nope, they are shooting. They're shooting at this. Get. Need to send this group. Get them down to help out the Naga that's trying to run in here. Dodging. All the invaders have been taken care of. This time, for now. Check back in 5 minutes. Okay. Crossed. Finally done with our Noel invasion. or ambushes. I guess it's not technically a full-on invasion. It's just a couple small groups trying to ambush and take our stuff. We haven't had any full-on actual like forces of darkness show up or anything like that. Just some goobers. Back to working on your glass structure. Oh. Glass block. Need to set an automatic construction thing. Glass block. So I have a we're gonna need to come down here a ways, sort of complete all this construction. Not the best spot for. The Beloved Seals. The Beloved Seals is one person. Door. Trying to get caught up a little on housing as well. I don't think I'm quite caught up to everybody in the fortress having a house or a bedroom. I also definitely don't have anything going for the nobles yet. Yeah, why not? Sure, even where to be. Put them down here. I do tend to make notes. Oh, crabs are here. Okay, crabs will. I always tend to just for the generic nobles that show up, I almost always sort of use this little 4-room setup. Just so I have a lot of space to work with to give them whatever nonsense they need to have opulent rooms and whatnot. The crabs are. The lobster diplomat is here. Okay. What can we trade? Ignore band. I don't. I'm not trading away the doors. Sure, everything gets up. Armor bin. And how I'm gonna like not have. I'm gonna have all this stuff put away in armor bins. That's why my soldiers will never be able to get to their armor to put it on. It's always constantly in trade bins, and they pick it up. That's just my assumption, is being obnoxious about getting things out of the listing after I've assigned them armor. Like, they still probably do not have helmets, which shouldn't be the case. Helmets. Okay. Oh. Wait a minute. Really not make that many regular helmets? You're wearing that. Well, I've noticed also you don't. That might be the problem. I noticed that. So if you have somebody, if you just assign a job, you say, "Hey, I need you to build leather pants," and that's kind of why I've set this person. If you set a job to like make leather pants, and one of the people who comes to do that job is a different size, they seem to always default to whatever size they are. So I think part of the problem is that like these Iranis are coming down here to go like, yes, I'll complete that job now that I can take jobs from the job queue. So they go and complete the job, but they always make clothes of their own size, and nobody else can wear it. It's just like, I these pants are bigger than my body. I can't do anything with this, and they're just like, you told me to make pants. I think that might be the problem with the helms, because I told them to make helms, and then I told them to make large helms. But I think they just made a bunch of large helms because, well, no. I think the I actually think that the armor smith is a either elf, so cheese and earrings. What if we combine the two? Sell you cheese earrings. Right? Don't I have weapon armor? No. Okay, that's where it is. I took it away because I have multiple people who are legendary armor smithing. And the problem is that any of them can do that order. And so if the large Iranese woman does the job, then she's making armor for herself, in her size, rather. So, what I'll do is just specify for Stella Elves. Hopefully somebody will figure out that's what I want you to do. Treasurer. This room here is stuff set up for it. This room will be where we keep our treasures, so we don't have to constantly police our shit. I thought I was making brass pedestals. Pedestal. Let's do 15. I need clear glass. Let me count them. This room 12. So we'll need I'll need at least 11 clear glass. I think we can. Clear glass window. It'll require us to make you need pearl ash, I believe. I remember. Make a bunch of ash. Oh, just pearl ash. We need to make. Yeah. We need to make ash, then turn it into potash, and then turn potash into pearl ash to make the other material for clear glass. No. This llama is starving because dragons keep showing up and burning our landscape to the ground. So, guess we'll have to. We'll put a pin in pasture over here. Trade lane to your cows should probably go there as well. I think everything else is a grazer, or not a grazer rather. The concept of a hunting woolly mammoth is a little confusing. I would assume that would probably chase away most of the stuff you would. I guess if you're hunting, you know, make an ash yet. Rings. Making rings. Cool, cool. What is it? I've got to play. Thought I had a job making pots. I guess we complete each of them. Oh, what the heck? Stinking in here. What have you done? Oh, what? What is causing this stink? What if... Whose corpse is this? What? I don't even know who that is. Random person has died in our force, apparently. I mean, it may have been a zombie that snuck in, maybe. Would not shock me too. Oh, somebody's book. Got me. Last night. Working on the. All good. Potash from Ash, please. Until we get. Actually, we 11 them at the very least. Get. We're here yet? Yes. What do we got? Take all their bars. I'm not above. Grabbing just stone. Not a lot of logs. Too many of those. Bronze. Sure. These cage things are. You Tyrannus? Hold on. Hmm. Okay. So, just a sort of a feathery. Hmm. To show up. So, the cage. Not the cursed game issue. Hold on. One moment. I'm just trying to think. So, Utyrannus is kind of just a feathery. Still even cut off. Just kind of a feathery Tyrannosaur shaped creature. Which I will grab. Why wouldn't I want that? Of course I want that for the. Like, what? Huh? And a silky sea. I think silky sea slugs actually generate silk of some sort, so that might be useful. We'll see if they. I know there is slug silk. See if that's an easy enough thing to produce or not. I mean, it's $70. Can't go wrong with $70. Slug, right? Blight. Spear. Oh, Silky Slug's milk. Very nice. Guess we could. I guess we could produce slug milk, which is certainly a thing I was thinking about. I'm not actually positive how you get slug milk. Not a thought. Not a thought I'm having. We need leather though, because apparently just nobody wants to bring us cloth ever. Yeah, no cloth, which is very annoying because my farms are not very good, so we don't do a particularly good job of creating anything or growing enough stuff to make plant cloth. We do have a bunch of fish options. The crab people, of course, they have a lot. Oh, we need fruits and vegetables. The pursuit of dissection. What? A future of glue, however. You know what? Why not? We'll grab the future of dissection. Sorry, the pursuit of dissection. You never know. Why? I think that's worth that much, but I kind of want to trade this breastplate away. I know it is just a. I know it's an artifact, but it's just a copper breastplate. Well. Let me see what else I've got to trade. I have to trade it out. Also, let's get rid of all this junk. All this broken, worn down stuff. As one does, you just trade your old clothes to other people. High boots. It's fine. Browns. Scale leggings. Don't want to trade splints. Brundlekin bone. All these copper low boots. Get them out of here. That was. I had a mayor that was very into boots. We just had to make a bunch of junk. Just for them. All this junk. Lead figurines. Copper breastplate can get out of here. Green. I did. I thought I put some. I thought I put those glass hives out somewhere, but I didn't. Always make sure you trade away all your copper equipment. You can smelt it down and it gets turned into stuff, but you don't want your military picking it up and like trying to use it. It's not gonna work out. Splints. Large of green. All the fun trading, selecting the pile of stuff and sorting out what junk you want to trade. The small. I mean, in all likelihood, all this small stuff is just stuff that the crab people brought in with them last time. And when if crabs come onto your map and then molt, they drop all their gear. So they just leave scattered piles of their stuff laying around, and you claim it because it's now yours. Pick up their stuff, go back with it. Yep, just picking up all their junk that boot. We'll get rid of these bronze. No, I might actually need turbo. However, bronze book. I still need to like actually set up an archer squad. Or I don't. Not even sure where that. Somebody brought that in and left it here. A lot of iron low boots. Sure, why we have so many or iron low boots specific. Too many. Oh well. Right, Lynn. You know what? We have. Breastplate. Axe will keep. Iron shield can go though. Breastplate also. Shirt. Silk. Small silk glove. None of our people can wear. Make sure I get rid of all the small stuff. I have no use for it. Could smelt these steel breastplates down. Just trade it. Just trade it. Anything else that we want? Could grab sheets, maybe. Okay. Send them off to do their own thing. Citizens. Set them to make the pearl ash. I thought I did. Right. Still working on the potent. I had Batman. I guess their office is like right here, so job if they're actually doing the job. Want to set those. Uh-oh. Ghost. Bias. You need to take care of that. Need to do a little bit of a ghost busting, please. Get these helmets made and everybody can grab one. Hey, there we go. Spice barrel. Is the muskmelon considered a spice? What? I. That's odd. I've got tons of bars just sitting here. I, I'm not sure how all these bars got here. I do. Was hot. Look. Hives in place. Because they're at the. Must be because they're at the trade deep. Grab them up. Out, praying, meditating. Pray to Sugarol. Earthen confuses the mountainous sky. Yes, I agree. Old one hanging. I need nest box. Nest box. Did I make any nest boxes? Isn't it? considering I didn't have any egg-laying creatures. I had a suspicion. In fact. Oh well. So far, we haven't had a bug. No random people getting smashed against things. Bug. Iron sword staff. Stuff. Does a citizen please? So this gives me. Like I said, a bunch of these bards that show up and just hang out here for the longest time, they have decent skills already most of the time. Get a couple axemen. Probably should make a decent an iron battle axe. Iron spear. Leaving soon. A nice nest box. Always the cash. Pearl ash. Pearl ash. They become a citizen. Downside. So we've got some soap. Don't have plaster. I've not run into the large section of um, gypsum that we run into. There's always just a floor full of this stuff somewhere. Not seen it yet. Staircases do have. Yeah, pretty far down. Oh. Go down a little bit. All kinds of obsidian down through here, though, which I ought to just like auto mine. No, they don't treat it as a special stone. So mine it out manually. Get this as well. All this fancy obsidian. Make stuff out of. Grab folks. Stuck Michael. Cinnabar. Start digging this out as well. Start poking around, see if we interesting stuff in the ground. More citizens. It. Master is say. Got a bunch of pedestals. The room. Those. I'm actually. I should smooth this. Smooth out the fancy. The fancy room for our fancy manufactured artifacts. I wish these folks iron flail. Or come on an axeman. So come on an axeman spearman. Or axeman lasher. So give you actually give you axe. Big weapon. A stellate great axe here. Why not? Why wouldn't we just give you the stellate? The fancy stuff. And an iron pike. Yes. Nice close. Uh-oh. Affode this ghost Affode. It's knocking over statues. Okay. Thank you, ghosts. I need another slab made for that ghost. Affode. Countess. Once rings made. Yeah, fine. Working on that. No. You know how it goes. Sacred Buzzard. Nice. You know. The most sacred of birds. One of the ghosts. Oh, I'm a maceman, right? I also need to put the other slab in place. Slab. Also, make some iron chains. Chain. Put some iron chains in this room, so when we start arresting anybody, any ne'er-do-wells, we can toss them in prison. Have them think about what they've done. Ghostly doctor as well. Oh, that's the sea slug. Our stray sea slug is just wandering around. Got some pearl ash. Believe me, that are glass. So, somebody just discard their pants and so we want to brass petals up here. No. Nice orderly line. A chair. Don't have quite this, but you know, whenever you get to it, make one 3 rows, and then we'll put the glass window. So what we'll do is we'll have glass windows here, and then like in the middle we'll put a well, I'll probably put like a grate, or yeah, it'll be like something we can attach a lever to that is transparent enough that, or opaque. No, sorry, transparent enough, I guess, for the folks to see through it, but we'll still close off artifacts being stolen by random people. Have an artifact. Artifact amulet. Have a bed. Bed. Put the bed on the. No, we probably just put the bed. No, I should probably save the bed just in case the royalty shows up. That way I can sling the queen or whatever into artifact bed. That'll immediately get some real good reputation out of giving the royalty an artifact bed. Was there bed? Glove and a mug. That under. I'll put that goofy copper armor. Yeah. Segmented copper breastplate. Let's see. Gauntlet? Gauntlet? Goblet. Goblet, but yeah, that's accurate. It's under handwear. There it is. A zinc gauntlet. This is also no mechanism. Dang. I'm sure it's just because we made just enough to make all those pump devices out there. Didn't make any more than that. Make some really fancy gloves out. Really fancy chain. Uteranus. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The rest of the cages. Cancel store item in bin. Incapable of carrying. I'm not sure why the direwolves like occasionally get that error message. Like, I, I know they can't carry things. Who told them they could or should? Who is asking this of you, dogs? Stray War Cold War. We should actually sign some of these folks. Since you all are training here. Leading biting demonstration. Very good work. It's important that you train people in biting. Or war cold ones. That one. Out. You are not wearing your boots because you're still wearing shoes. That's usually the problem when you come in here and you see whether or not people are wearing shoes or good to check out whether or not you've set them either war if you only wear it over clothing, any of the stuff that can layer, put armor and they're already wearing a regular tunic or whatever, or regular clothing, that'll work fine, but they will not take off their shoes to put on their armored shoes. So you have to kind of tell them to just use their clothing with that stuff. They won't never wear boots. Because some just don't layer. Stuff. Thing. I probably won't go too late past. I've been doing a lot of biking. My joints are a little angry at me about all of it. Should probably get attempt to get a good night's sleep in. Listen to poetry. Gofio, the confusion of enchantment. Meditate on muck. Nice work. You need to make another. Goes in. Or ob. Amulet? Or, no, sorry. Either a bracelet or a ring. I think it's a bracelet. That's a. Hatch cover. Fancy hatch cover. Only one we've gotten this one. Or uh, not be kind. Nice fancy. Yeah, yeah. Let's see. What is our fancy brass? That I can make it at a platinum. I'll try. Platinum. Not sure exactly how many bars it takes to make rates. I do. What? Some items have been misplaced. Thanks. Thanks, Ghost. Okay. Listen. I don't appreciate your tomfoolery in my base, Ghost. I get one dedicated to that Ghost? I didn't. No. I probably ought to do more altars in case we want to make some more specifics, more specific locations to give worship opportunity. Should I made more brass statue? But apparently you did. Exceptional brass statue, though. Is that? All this tetrahedrite. Probably get to smelting it. Why not? Platinum. Hopefully it just takes two. I would have to assume that it would have already failed if I have enough. The gold was great. But seriously, okay, that over there. For some reason, I swear it was like not issue. When I was trying to make the gold altars. That's fine.
Is that stud
Uh-oh.
coming?
I beg your pardon?
Hey, Steeler, what's going on? How goes things? You up to doing some on Stadium? Ooh. Huh. You told me to say Gyarados' ass. Oh no. I don't think I ever played Stadium 2. I had Stadium 1, because I think it came with the little like game, or so the N64 Game Boy adapter controller things. Lost a battle by 2 hit points. Ooh. Last I remember, Steeler, you were hollering about doing. What you doing, like Nuzlocks? Oh, thanks for the follow. Much appreciated. Thought you were looking for shinies for a Nuzlocke of some sort. I never played too much Pokemon beyond Pokemon Stadium 1. Like, I played the Game Boy one, the original like red blue, and I think maybe a little bit of silver gold. I never have completed any of the other ones. Uh-oh. The auto save is. But hopefully y'all are having a good night. Pokemon. Your Pokemans. Cheated. Man. Oh, sound just pops back in. I'm trying to remember. Was it just Stadium 1 where you had the rental Pokemon? Or does Stadium 2 have that same sort of system where you just have a bunch of rentals? I mean, unless you up upgraded it, unless you sorry, like had your own that you transferred over from the actual physical game with the little pack. It's the same system. Okay. Because I don't know why. I have multiple of those. I have multiple of those controller packs, but I'm sitting here like trying to think like I don't remember any of my other siblings having a uh, any of the Game Boy games. I'm just like, why did I have multiples of this thing that would like have no use in this household? Like what? I'm confused. Only got a good team and game 2 AP from winning. Oh no. Trade with yourself. I don't know what I how I or what I was doing with multiples of them. Like I think did we have I'll have to ask my brother. Maybe he did have a copy of the other color. That was the thing like when Red Blue came out, I was still in high school and that was like I don't even think we traded ever. We just played occasionally. We are just like, "Hey, I've got the Game Boy. Cool." I, maybe we had a battle or two. I yeah, I'm sitting here thinking like, when did I when did I ever? Maybe my guess is probably that somebody got an extra one somewhere. I, I'm honestly blanking on why I have multiples of. Oh well, not a big deal. But I mean, I have been seeing a bunch of people playing the Poker Rogue as of late, which seems kind of interesting. Might be something I have to check out. I'm always down for a good like rogue-ish like uh, Slay the Spire sort of mess. Any of those kinds of games like that. Maybe that'll be the spark that gets me back into some Pokemon related shenanigans. We are mostly just building stuff. Nobody has bothered us in a little while anyway. Couple months. Which probably means that we'll get some dudes showing up at any. Sitting here trying to think of how we transfer this water up. I need to put or lock that off a little bit so we can. Need to get rid of this spot. The complexities of building things in the where you have to put everything in by bit, and it's not Minecraft. Got some chains. Okay. Put those in somewhere in this room. Need this. Don't know. And I need to put this. Great. Better than nothing. Trying to lock up all my artifacts so that people can stop trying to sneak in and steal them. I just had a large axe woman show up demanding, or well, trying to steal a shield off of somebody, and when they realized that they couldn't just, grab the shield because it's not sitting around somewhere, it's on somebody, they're carrying it around, they thought that they would just start a fight, and they did not. They did not survive. Say, it was not a good decision on their part, but it's not going to be the last time. In fact, I think I've already lost a couple. I think I've lost a couple of artifacts to people sneaking off with them. Painted friend there has been stolen. Link this object. So I've got the rest of them in here. Something here. No, it's blank. 6. 6 artifacts? One of them is this bed, which I don't really want to just put the bed in there. And the shield being carried. Oh, these are all family heirlooms, so somebody's probably wearing these. I can't just. Just in a box made out of alpaca bone greaves. Boy. Some some bone pants. Oh, we stick the bone pants up. Hey, dragons breathing. The fortress is doing alright so far. I'm trying to get my artifacts stashed away so the randoms that keep wandering into the tavern can't just sneak down and pilfer them. We had a little bit of an incursion with some rat folk showing up, and then some gnolls. They picked up a little bit of a fight, but we took care of them. So far, beyond that, a little quiet. Expect we'll probably get somebody annoying showing up here soon enough. How goes things for you this? Yeah, I since I've been playing this game for forever, I do play with a little bit of modding, mostly just for new civs, new races, and various. There's one that makes like kind of does all kinds of tweaks with the colossuses and the dragons, as well as makes the dragons intelligent, so they could theoretically be a part of a civ if they wanted to be. That's why I've also got a uh, a what is it called? I guess a wildlife add-on as well that adds all these dinosaurs. Um, that you can tell which pack they're from because they all look like they're like MS Paint drawing, as opposed to some of these other creatures that are much more detailed. It's Behemoth here, this Hippogriff. So these bards keep getting they keep asking for residency and then citizenship, and now that they are citizens they can be elected mayor, and so now they're just kind of trading off who gets elected to mayor because so many of them have higher level conversation skills because they're most of them are bards. So they just are constantly trading off who wins the election, who ends up taking over. And so now I'm sure we have some other goofy thing that needs. We don't know what this mayor's demands are going to be yet, but I'm sure they'll want something silly. To save the game, it crashed. Always the worst thing about it's really bad with adventure mode just because in fortress mode you can tell it to auto save every season, and so worst, you're losing like a seasons of time. But yeah, adventure mode, you don't have that luxury. uh, uh, had you like saved at all before that point? Oh no! So you lost all the actual hardware. So, like in adventure mode, there's you can wander around a lot, and you can spend some time poke around your in things, but most of the actual time-consuming stuff is all combat related. So yeah, losing. Uh, I've definitely had times where you get into a fight and it can take an hour or two of all the constant skirmishing that goes on amongst all the, especially if you're in a city or some such, and people break out into fights with you. Yeah, I and that's kind of why I haven't been playing a ton of it. I played a little bit when it first came out, and I'm just like, okay, I really I want all the rest of the features to get it put in so I can be able to like skin and butcher animals and be able to cook food and get get food a lot easier than having to just hang around towns and just constantly pilfer things. Bartering and all that would be great to have into. It just needs to be more complete overall. It just you can have fun, poke around and doing some things, but a lot of the time you're constantly just looking for the thing that everybody's talking about, like, oh hey, there was this yeti attacking people to the north, or what, you know we've been under attack by um a giant or an etin or something, and you're just like, okay, cool, where's that at? I don't know. And so you just spend all your time like trying to find somebody that can tell you, and maybe you never find out. So you go to look for, a den of some sort. You just kind of poke your nose around to find the cool things to do. And sometimes you can find some of that stuff pretty easy, but other times it just takes forever. Or you just do what I do and like go find a go find a city somewhere, go find a shrine and just go from shrine to shrine, roll their dice and see kind of what kind of wacky things happen. You turn into stuff. Like I had a duo running around. Somebody, I think it was Gravy, one of my mods. Name They wanted some orc blacksmith. I made this orc blacksmith and somebody else. We went into a city or went down into the dwarven keep, and I rolled a dice and I rolled poorly, and the guy goes like, "Oh, well, shit, it sucks to be you. You're gonna have bad luck for a week." I was like, "Oh, that sucks." So I go to the next shrine and roll the dice, not realizing like, "Oh yeah, by the way, bad luck actually means you're going to roll a bad result." And so the next roll is just like, "Aha, get transformed." So that person got transformed into a giant muskox, and because if you get transformed into an animal, you lose your sentience. Your character loses its sentience. So somewhere along the way, the muskox just goes, "Oh yeah, I don't like this person following me around. I'm gonna attack my partner, the person that I've been traveling with the whole time." And it's just like, "Oh, well that sucks." And it turns around and like knocks the orc blacksmith down a hallway, and knocks him down like a cliffside and just chases him down until he's dead. And then once he's dead, like the game's over because I don't have control of the muskox anymore. But you do you get some weird, funny things that just happen in adventure mode. I just like the idea of just like we were in a rat folk castle or a keep of some sort that they were in, and a couple of the like somebody kept starting fights with us, and I managed to like recruit. I talked one of them into fighting for me and join my team, but like on the way out, we were just like digging up bugs and beetles and stuff off the ground and just trying to lob them at people and smack a guy in the face with a beetle that I just picked up off the ground as I'm trying to escape. Looks like we are getting some of the unhappiness taken care of, though. I don't know if it's just something about specific about these elves, or it could have just been that we didn't have a, a temple for so long that they just were angry about it. It seemed like anytime we got into a conflict for any amount of time, they got really upset about it. But like I said, it could have just been that I was a little behind because of the setup to bring this lava in. Get ourselves a magma chamber so we can smelt with a bunch. But I probably won't be like too late. At latest, I will probably maybe go to one in an hour. Just don't want to stay up too. Have repeat pinching one of his limbs. I I love how wacky the actual combat when you're just playing in fortress mode here, you don't you only get to really see some of the occasional brutalness or just kind of weird randomness that happens in combat in the logs. But when you're in charge of it and just being able to like I'm gonna grab this guy by the neck and then like kind of basically chokehold them, but then like rather than like choke them out entirely, just kind of like, oh, I'm just gonna start like punching this guy in the leg or grabbing him by the toes and shaking him. Just all the random things you can go at. It just you just okay, like I'm gonna gouge this guy in the eye and then like tell him to uh drop his weapons or quit fighting. Just like, hey, surrender, basically. It's like, oh, yeah, okay, I'm done. Dire Wolf Child is fighting. Get hit by the minecart. So, good old minecarts. I have, I've set this whole location to, not be passable. You're not supposed to take this path. Yeah, just grabbing teeth and pulling them. You just aim for limbs if you're like sword fighting or whatever. Just like, I'm gonna cut this guy's finger off. I'm gonna cut that finger. Picking and choosing. That's just the option that I have. But I mean, if you're not just trying to be like seeing what you can do, it's also kind of interestingly tactical because you can go like, this guy's attacking me with a sword. I'm gonna take his arm off because he's not gonna be able to swing a sword if I attack his arm. Or the same with legs. You just like, I need to get out of here, so I'm gonna start attacking legs and slow him down. Hey, more citizens. I will take all the citizens. Sign. I remember. The wall grate. Okay. Should let them travel through. Okay. Need to make a few some brass statues. Since we don't have a particularly good selection of like really fancy ores, so we don't need it. So we'll put the statues down here. We'll give folks another interesting little meeting area to hang out in. Pull that lever. No. It's a meeting area. You can... Yeah, I'll just make it a meeting. That's fine. But yeah, I do just wish there were more stuff in the adventure mode. I also kind of just wish some of the like automatic generation, the world generation stuff would be a little bit more coherent. Some of the structures are just very confusing. A lot of times they're just very empty. You have like, you know, these big multi-room keeps and such, and they'll be pretty empty for the most part. Like even just having some random stuff in there. It just, you know, you just put some chests in there. Usually there's books and things. Hey, Gravy. What? Ghost Kivir is missing from its proper place. How? Huh? Huh? What are you... What are you talking about? That... There wasn't another item there. What are you... What are you talking about? How... That's... You're confusing me, game. Wait a minute. Who... Um... Justice. Interrogate Durgers. Odd. How's it going, Gravy? Still a total Fortress mode noob. It can definitely take some time getting used to all the weird jank, all the systems and such. And I know some people are just also like they don't. I sometimes some folks just don't really, I guess, gel all that much with the nature of the Fortress mode. Because it's kind of free form. Like you you do have some kinds of uh, problems that you'll commonly have to deal with and all, but not always the same. And sometimes you don't have any problems. Like sometimes you're preparing for stuff that never happened, or you could be preparing all you want for goblins showing up, or even if you anger the elves, like the elves showing up or whatever. But you know, it, sometimes that's not enough to protect you from somebody being a giraffe, or necromancers sending random undead to your castle. Oh no!
Coming? I beg your pardon?
Tasuna, thank you for the raid. Much appreciated. Second, let me shout out. Oops. Let's not even spell it right either. You're also doing a Dwarf Fortress? Nice. Always down for more fortressers. Just don't quite know what I'm doing just yet. Yeah, and I will say that if you are getting into it for the first time, the Steam version is definitely the most accessible of all of them. Because it has a built-in tutorial and kind of work through. It is a lot easier to kind of grasp things when they look like things rather than a bunch of letters and characters. But it does sometimes take a lot of well, there's a lot of people who had. I've watched them try to play Dwarf Fortress the first time, and they don't really get the whole idea that they are looking at sort of a slope. This is all like a hillside that's going upward. They don't grasp that you're kind of flipping through these different dimensions. And sometimes that can be real difficult to just to get people's heads around at the beginning of things. Much smaller. Trying to learn. Try to plop down in the middle of a goblin mob and reinforce a mountain. Huh. Were you playing adventure mode, or did you like try to start a fort in an already occupied location, or recover a fortress? I tried. I kept trying to recover a fortress earlier in this playthrough on a volcano as well. Fort near a bunch of goblin pits. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I was having that problem with. I tried to start on a volcano on another world, and the volcano happened to have necromancer towers on each side of it. So I kept getting random undead rolling in, and then before I want to say before year 2 was over, I had undead armies rolling in. I was like, oh, okay, cool. That game was the best. I mean, it was until a bunch of undead lizard folk showed up and we were like, "Hey, this is our fort. This is our fort now. Thanks." And I was like, "Oh, well, I guess." But it can also be kind of fun to have those kinds of situations too, where you're like, "I'm gonna put myself in this area. I'm gonna put myself in this area where I know there's going to be trouble," or find yourself some random evil biome and just be like, I'm gonna live on this evil biome and see what kind of weird creatures roll in, what kind of undead show up, what kind of goofy spirits and things. Still, weird thing is the migrant mob in Spring 1? Really? That's pretty crazy. Yeah, that is usually not a thing that happens. It usually takes a little while before you get enough value that migrants are bothering to show up. Chests in play. I don't know, Gravy. It was pretty terrifying watching undead roll in. No, the worst part was that the undead rolled in and they really only wanted to attack my people. They only wanted to attack my people. Like, there was tons of bards just hanging out in the tavern already, which, of course. But, like, the undead would just roll in and be like, hey, you bards, you're fine. But that guy in the corner over there, I'm gonna kill him. Sure enough, like, I tried to reclaim the fortress, and there's a good 20 or 30 bards still in the fortress after it had been abandoned. Uh, and then the humorous thing was, because there's a bug when you reclaim fortresses in volcanoes, the volcanoes tend to bug out and try to like replace the lava that should be above the starting level of the magma at the top of the volcano. So I get in, and then magma is like churning down the side of the hill, and for whatever reason, the all the bards in the fortress were trying to hide out in this one tunnel that I had dug out specifically to channel the lava down into the base. And so, like, they're just all hanging out in this tunnel, and they all just get toasted. Yeah, that'll do it. Especially if you got a decent amount of platinum nuggets out of a vein, that definitely will bump up the value of your fort pretty quick. I know core is missing from its proper place. I thought that's the thing you were griping about earlier. Because wait, huh? Um, huh? Like, it says it's there. What are you? Your goofy malfunction. Did it become unassigned? Is that what it's griping about? Or did they fall off? Yeah, I mean it tends to be a good idea to limit the population cap overall, unless you've got a really good computer. Just because it's 9 times out of 10, I will lose a fortress mostly just to the FPS death as everything crawls to, like less than 10 FPS and everything just takes too long. Gravy. It is pretty funny that I was like, cause I'm so used to in other fortresses being like, yeah, 2 or 3 years, I should have enough time to build up a military and start getting things set. And I was more concerned about getting the mountainside all dug up so I could, pump magma out of the volcano and down into my fort so I could start smelting and crafting things with metal. And so I spent most of my time digging all that stuff out. And then sure enough, like, as I'm like thinking about it, going like, I should probably get, some guys training at least, get some wrestlers going. As soon as I start to work on that, it was like, what was it, like The Walking Dead have arrived or something. It was something about the dead have shown up, and sure enough, there was enough zombies in enough density that they just kind of ran through my untrained fort. Get the slab. Nope, don't put random unengraved slabs down. Silly. But yeah, fancy done. Yeah, it definitely just takes time playing the game to kind of get used to all the systems. Like just recently, I first started messing around with uh, minecarts, despite having played this game for 12 years off and on. I've just always been like, I don't need minecart. They don't. They're not necessary for anything. And I was just like, hey, you know what? I uh, I know what it was. I was working on an above ground fortress. I was making a lizardman like tribal fort to start adventuring out of, and so I built most everything on the surface. But I was like, you know what? I probably should like dig down and get some stone and stuff to work with as well. Like, I just not to. And so I started using mine carts to haul stone up to the surface, so everybody could work from the surface. I was like, oh, mine carts are useful. They're kind of cool. Like once you get them working. Of course, the problem with them, like I pointed out earlier, is that even though I tell, even though I set this to like nobody should travel on this, don't go this way, do not take this path. Uh, you know, Animals decide that they're just like, I can't read signs, so I'm just gonna do it anyway. And occasionally you see a message pop up like, oh, yep, some animal got hit by the minecart again because they don't listen. They do not go the right way. Working on a construction. They're making something out of 3 pieces of leather and a bone. I mean, it won't be the fanciest thing. Yeah, hopefully your your goblin neighbors do not start in on you too early. I am tempted sometimes to, whenever you go into an area like that that you know is going to be hostile, to maybe give yourself a, a, a person or two that has some military skill already. Like maybe just give yourself a couple of miners that have a couple ranks in mining, but then dump all the rest of their skills in, you know, some armor and weapon use, just in case. Stockpot. The problem is that I don't really have any. I need to get this. I need to get this Eutyrannus out of its cage. I don't have much in the way of growing land here. My soil is pretty crap. So I just have this like little patch down here. My peanut seeds. Rope reeds. Oh, I know why. All that stuff caught on fire. Right. Hey. Dilophosaurus scale shield. What I needed. A dinosaur shield. Put a few more of these farms back up and see if we can get some growing again. Firelight. Got a swordsmith. Okay. And equipment. Do we really not have any shields? So we need a few more helmets. More helmets and some boots as well. So this square, this location is useless. Can't plant in it at all. Get rid of it. Strawberry plants, sure. What? Swore I had some hives to put. Farming? Hives? Yeah. Put a few of these hives. Who's dead? I see. Get a few bees going in. Somehow we'll have a bee farm going. Half the map is uninhabitable. All this stuff is burnt down. Is not regrowing back, so lost all. Some crab person lost all their sandals, as they are wont to do. Just people just randomly throwing their clothing off. They just show up. I mean, I get it. You live around a volcano. They're probably just like getting in here. It is a hot, like dry area. So they just show up on the map and just like, oh crap, I'm way overdressed, and just start throwing their clothing off. I too have lived in the desert. You get that way sometimes. Gotta take some layers off. Oh. I think that was an custody. I don't know that anybody got crime. You know what? I'll check the just in case. Nobody's getting jailed. Creatures. Let us also train that that Tyrannosaurus, the Tyrannus. Train it for the military. Join us in our defense of the fort. Back to working on this thing. Group. So I'm gonna place underneath it. Oh. You can still get. Do I just not have any last problem? No. I do have them. Not getting to them. Alright. Got a war dinosaur. Would give it to Torso. Got for a working animal. Oh, you already have a bunch. Not do that. Oh, Pinus. Pinus, you got it. Work animals. Have this war feather Tyrannosaurus. Kind of a madhouse in here. Or find meals and cook some stuff up. There's a Poderpis. Goofy lizard. Or a goofy amphibian. Giant rat. Giant. Need to work on some more brass. This we can have some brass, some stuff that's worth a little bit more. Gotta have some materials to make fancy stuff out of. few brass stats. Sparrows, say. Short sword, no. On. Food use. We definitely don't want somebody getting attached to a copper junk ass weapon, so. Wait, what? Huh? Oh, wait a minute. Regius Apar. You. This one. Is your. Nope. I keep hitting the wrong thing. Copper short sword. Hey. No. Hey, Blue Zest, how's it going? Trying to make sure my soldiers don't get attached to junk copper weapons like a bunch of goobers. Probably about 20 minutes, and might be done for that. Expert pinball analysis. All right, Gravy. What you need? All these millstones. And hunters. I don't think we've, like I said, we don't have a trade partner with Trundlekin. The bumper is lit up. The text ball save. I mean, I would have to assume that when you hit a bumper that says something like that, it would activate. I don't know. So, thinking about it, like, you would never set up a bumper. You would never set up a bumper that, like, one hit activates permanent ball save. I would have to assume it means, like, every time you hit the ball, or every time you hit the bumper, it would give you one instance of a ball save, but even that seems a little excessive. Autosave is happening. But I'm trying to think of what else it could even mean, though. Oh, it took forever to get lit up. I mean, if it's something that takes a lot of messing around to unlock, I suppose if it were a one-to-one, like, hey, every hit of this bumper activates one ball save, then I guess that would work. I guess it depends also if we're talking like if we're oops, sorry, I just need to adjust to wearing headphones again because I haven't been wearing headphones in a while. Ball save. Infinite saves for. I guess if it's something that goes away after you hit the bumper, like if it just lights up long enough for you to hit the bumper and then it activates a thing, then I could see it being like, infinite ball save for, 30 seconds or something like that. Sort of the way, like Pokemon Pinball does it. Like Pokemon Pinball, like, the first X amount of time after you start the ball is almost always just ball save. I think it also does it when you activate a oh. We've got invaders. Uh-oh. um Okay. Let me keep an eye on this, because when I see this much combat all happening at the same time, it leads me to believe that the bug is still here. Like this. So, I assumed that part of the bug that was happening involved these dragonkin showing up. Like when they show up on the edge of the map and show up for take part in an invasion or an attack of some sort. It seemed like it causes this weird bug where everybody starts sliding along the ground. And I thought I changed that stuff out in the mod settings to get rid of their breath weapon stuff entirely. If it's still bugging up, I will save and call. Yeah, and that's the thing. I went and grabbed the mod that supposedly fixes the breath weapon, removes the breath weapon entirely. I went in and grabbed that stuff and copied it over into the mod, the base mod, to correct the entities, like strings stuff, all the different text. So I thought I had fixed the thing that would be causing the issue, but I mean, we'll know when we run in here and start attacking these things whether or not they still have their breath weapon. they do, then stuff didn't get fixed as I had hoped. Out. Where do we go? Be right here. Yeah. See, look, there's still probably the tavern is a giant mess. I mean, it's not, but it is definitely. It's definitely quite an annoying bug. Oh. Who else is it? Didn't look like that one had a breath weapon, or it didn't trigger a breath weapon there. There's still another dragonkin on the map somewhere? Oh. Then it shouldn't be happening. Let's see. I'll look and see what let me see which ones did I change? Tokens. Mods. It was this mod. No. No. So, oddly, the mod that's supposed to fix that doesn't have anything about the interactions. It only has the creature entity, or sorry, the creature races and entity Dragonkin Civ have an interactions thing, which I guess if it's already in existence, then the other mod isn't trying to fix the broken parts of the first mod. It is trying to create that first mod without the broken bits initially, so they didn't replace those things. They didn't find that particular file. trying to find which of these numerical folders which one's the Dragonkin without having to go look it up again. Yeah, okay. Oh yeah. Why? Why did they do that? Yeah, no, I found it. It's in mod. Yeah. Why did they give it Propel Force 999999999? What? 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 Why would you do that? uh, that seems like the silliest idea ever. Why would you do that? I wonder if that's something that they were just testing. They're like, I just threw it up there a real high number just so I could make sure I could see some sort of reaction to the action taking place, and then they never bothered to go back in and turn it or tune it to a sane number. Okay, I did I did tune that down to 0, so I mean it is annoying that I lost a bunch of dire wolves to it. Uh, you know what, that'll learn me for not looking through and comparing the the buggy older mod and the quote unquote fixed mod. See what the differences were and figure that out. But thanks for pointing that out, because I totally thought I just changed the creature. Because I figured all that stuff was baked into the fix my wolves. Well, thankfully I still have some left. That is somewhat bothersome. Dump these dump these dump my foes' corpses into the volcano. I mean, maybe they thought they did great. I guess technically they did have uh, some very wacky abilities that probably was not intended. But I assume I have to save and reload for it to actually abide by those numbers. Goblin Woodburner and Pyrenees Poet have returned. Returned from where? Okay. I probably won't be up too much later. So, but again, hopefully that is fixed now, and it wasn't like horribly devastating. Uh, Bunch of warg pups. We can't possibly have like no buckets. Yes, we can. Like 10 nickel buckets. You have nickel, do you not? I'm not like spacing out on that. Yeah, okay. And zinc, but oh no, this behemoth also. Fortunately. My stray silky sea slug has been found dead. Ah, I didn't even have that thing for that long. And bummer. A bummer. Boomer. Cleaner. Might as well smelt it. Smelt it. Magnetite, please. Smelt some magnetite. And smell some galena. Now, if only we could find some tin. Yeah, sure. We'll take new citizens. Find some obsidian now. Some magnetite. Bunch more copper. Important. Cameraman. Buckets. Working on. I don't know what it is about buckets, but buckets always seem to be one of those things where I swear I've built enough buckets, and yet anytime anybody gets injured, it's immediately like, oh, sorry, we couldn't find any buckets. What did you guys do with all the buckets then? More of this obsidian now. Make some fancy things out of obsidian. Nice decorative rock. I would love to make more socks. I'm pretty sure we are fairly low on the sock number, but I have very little in the way of like plant fibers or cloth fibers to make socks out of. I'm pretty sure you can't make them out of leather socks. Would probably not be good. Got rope reeds. All those species are. How about a rope reed? Rope reed seed. You can at least harvest that stuff and turn it into material. Not yet. Process that into rope reed cloth. What? Die out here. Oh dang. A lot of money. Mysteries of Alkos Jade Lizard are still here. Mystery that this has been abandoned for so long. I assume that's just because it's owned by somebody. We can't pick it up, I guess. Sure. Oh, cool. Another animal has taken the path that I have told them not to take and paid for it. Raffio Pointy Shore. Didn't read. Huh? There's just a limit to how much of Raffio you can have in any one place. Human. You probably need to make glass blocks. so many bolts and arrows just laying around. Lentils. Oh, I lost a lentil. Con. Ah, we made a nice prepared woolly mammoth intestines pizza. Delicious. The best pizza. Um, Looks like I need to. Oh, the block. I don't think. Yeah, I have not seen this thing move at all. I do not think we have wind on this map, so at best, I guess we have to manually pump the water up the hill. Which is a shame. This bar. Master Lash. Using the rope reed for fear, huh? Huh. Okay. Oh. And all that thread. No wonder we all this wool we could have been cloth out of. If not for somebody not working on it. Actually, I just didn't realize that we had that many creatures that had wool that was sheer. Shorn. Incapable of carrying. I don't think anybody's telling our dire wolves to carry things. Just decide to do it themselves. They're just like, oh wait, I can't do that. I'm a dog. Right, they'll stink. Uh, it's-
Red in a. Yeah. Be able to do that.
Drone attached to a copper Guzvorka. I mean, I don't, I don't think I'm gonna pry instruments over the. But what I will do. Set all. Get done. Dump all this into the volcano. Cameraman. No. Other face fail. I guess. Or leather face fail. Also skirts. Okay. It is past 1 o'clock. I probably do need to turn in. For the night, anyway. Back. I'll be back during the week, most definitely. I still have more World of War challenge stuff to do. Do need to sit down. I might give. I don't know. I want to work on some art stuff for it. Have kind of a vague idea of a thing that I might want to try as far as making a custom character go. Oh, indeed. Uh-oh. Stink somewhere. Where's the stink coming? Ah. No, not drunken Steve. A lot of stink just. I don't know how I would do art for Drunken Steve. Like, how would I convey it was a Steve? I don't know. I'm still like contemplating how I would do the thing that I am thinking of. Please. Oh, okay. Somehow solves mystery. That's fair. Maybe I could toss. Maybe I could make a fan made Columbo, right? I'll draw a custom Columbo. Bunch of stuff hanging around these rooms that needs. Too strong. Okay, well. I mean, yeah, he would just have like constant. He would always have a character event that popped up. Like anytime after 80% Doom, there's just a chance that he gets just one more thing. It reduces Doom by 5% or something. So I mean, you could get real unlucky and don't get. He would always find one more thing. Gotta find the furniture bed. Okay. Yeah. Mechanical shop, soap maker shop. I think I've got all the soap that I need. No powder for casts still. Not much soap though. Got like 2 bars. And that's not even like a bar. That's a sliver of soap. A small dusting of soap. All that we've got left of that. Guess we need to make more. No, we got some ash there. Turn that to fly. Have chairs? You have some chairs. I could put a few tables in. People can eat. People can eat in the fancy room with the artifacts in it. You know? As one does. Our society just revels in being somewhere adjacent to the artifacts. Know that they're there. You can admire them from afar. Butcher an animal job item lost order. That happened. I wanted you to butcher me up some steak. But sorry, the cow was lost or destroyed. Somehow. I mean, I don't know how we managed it. Citron dead. Okay. I don't want to get up. Don't want to be up too late past like. So. I will gear up. Get ready to go to bed. See. Oh, Cobra. Cobra's Cobra's doing some retro achievement stuff. I will probably raid over to Cobra. We're just dumping everything into the volcano. It's just, you know, essentially it's just a giant trash pit. Throw our stuff into it. Just what you do with giant a giant volcano. Always take citizens. They save and wind down here. Stretch in. Pop, pop, pop. Thanks for popping in. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for all the raids. Thanks for the assistance. Fairly creative. Much appreciated. It is always good to have some core knowers out there, folks that have messed around with that stuff a lot more than I have. I've like I said, I've poked my nose into creature strings and all that kind of stuff once or twice, way back, you know, a decade ago. Oh yeah, I is it is always nice to have more options or interesting interactions that can happen. Like I said, my favorite thing is just having those extra races, having a diversity of folks that can just come in and hang out in your tavern. All that kind of stuff is interesting just for like having, you know, different sizes of gear, even like having to worry about like, oh yeah, I need to think about like actually creating material for all these different sizes of, need to worry about, you know, this particular race being very tiny and weak. We need to develop our fortress around that idea and just, you know, slap some steel on a bunch of dudes and roll out to beat them up. Yeah, it just gives you so many more options, new things you can try out. Because like I tend not to build a lot of like trap hallways like that. It's just, you know, I always like, you know, I can just make choke points and have my soldiers go to work, and it usually works out fine. But with other groups, and you gotta think about that a little bit. Gotta you know, maybe be concerned about the idea that you don't have steel, so we need some better gear, or we need better tactics. We don't have better gear. But yeah, I would love to get into. I'm just now figuring out how to do World of Horror modding stuff, so just like, I don't know, maybe if I can perfect that, maybe I'll get it. It seems so much more complex. Yeah, thanks for popping in. Thanks for hanging out. I'm gonna raid over to Cassette Cobra. One of the crew of folks that are hanging around in the Discord and in uh, various communities around us, playing, doing retro stuff for retro achievements, and he's primarily focused on the Castlevania games currently. So, uh,
Right on over him. In for bed. I will catch you all another night. Enjoy some Castlevania. Some Minotaurus. Playing Symphony. He's playing Symphony of the Night. Tomorrow, if I sneak on, I will probably do maybe some Souls and Souls in World of Horror. I still kind of need to get in the mood to do retro thing. Anyway, catch you all later.